Play up to 500 hands per hour of no-limit hold'em. Even tournaments against up to 8,000 virtual opponents. AdvancedPokerTraining.com is the world's #1 poker training site.
Well, it's folded around to Minneapolis, Jim Meehan.
Well, he's on the button. He looks down at a pair of ducks. 2 deuces. Meehan's in position. It's an unopened pot. If you're going to raise with any ace, which you're supposed to do, then why not raise with 2 deuces?
I think you're in trouble, Jim. Got a bad feeling for you.
I'm reasonably sure I'm in trouble.
I haven't looked at my hand, but I got a bad feeling for him. Just be honest.
Negreanu is a very talkative player at the table. He likes to elicit information from his opponents.
8,500.
You feel it?
Jimmy Meehan raises it to 8,500.
I'm all for this raise.
Stick it.
I'm impressed.
All right. What are you going to do, sir? All right. Give me an ace-queen, and I'll stick it to him.
Well, Robert Williamson folds with the PPT hole cam brought to you by Budweiser. We can see that Negreanu's picked up Queen 9.
No, didn't get it. What'd you make it, 85?
Negreanu calls.
Last time we played a pot like this, it was his button, my big blind. He
You go
raised
broke?
it. I moved all in. That's exactly
You
what he
went
said.
broke?
No, he said, "Did you look?" Remember that?
Well, Meehan's not only seeing things, but he's hearing things now.
As these two go at it, the flop comes out Queen 7-4.
Negreanu's flop top pair. He's going to let Meehan and Meehan's bolstered confidence lead out here.
I figure you raise before the flop, you're supposed to bet the flop. You don't always have to, though. They write that in the books, but it's not mandatory.
Far out. Free lessons.
Yeah, more free lessons.
Not a bad spot for you to take.
He keeps explaining to me now if I don't have anything, I can fire. And
Negreanu, he likes to out-talk them, out-maneuver them. This is part of his master game plan.
Whatever you do it quick, sir.
I'm pretty sure he's going to call.
With a pair of deuces, Jimmy Meehan's going to take a swing at this pot. He's betting $14,500 into a $23,000 pot. Negreanu says, "I'm not calling, buddy, I'll tell you that."
I might do something real funky with you this time.
I have nothing, but I thought I'd try to pick it up.
Oh, I know that. I might do something real funky. This is so out of character, man. I don't usually make moves like this.
We play a
Check
lot,
raise
you
with
know.
nothing, but I don't think you have anything. So, but you got a lot of money, right?
No, not much.
Negreanu is a master
I
mouth.
raised like 20 minutes.
Listen to him.
He's calling. No shot. You don't got it. You don't got it. I know it.
Yeah, Meehan looks like he knows he's going to lose this hand.
14-5 is 20 more. I'll still have a lot of money this
Would
week.
you buy a used car from this guy?
You might not even have a pair, huh?
I can't believe what I've been missing.
What the heck? Why not? Let's do it and then see what happens.
Well, Meehan now, after Negreanu has cut out those chips, has decided that shutting up is the best strategy. And let me tell you, I can't disagree with that.
If I had a pair, I'd
You don't
have bet
got
more,
no
wouldn't
pair.
I?
You got about an ace-9, maybe.
Well, Negreanu's confidence is absolutely oozing onto the table.
Do something, Jim, before I die of old age down here.
Talk to him. He took 8 minutes. I took 90 seconds. Now you want to
take
pick on
90
me?
seconds every hand.
When Tom McAvoy's beating up on you, it's a bad day at the office, let me tell you.
I just not sure I can keep alive long enough before you
I'm just asking an empirical question. How long did he take versus how long I took?
The empirical data right now is that Daniel Negreanu has raised him $20,000. Meehan has a pair of deuces on a board of Queen 7-4. Negreanu, of course, has flopped top pair with a 9 kicker.
Yeah, call the clock.
Calls the clock on himself.
Jimmy Meehan here, he's saving face by not folding so quickly in light of Negreanu's comments. Well, Meehan's going to fold. Negreanu's going to pick up this pot.
I would have played it, but I called a clock on myself.
Well, the action's on Minneapolis. Jim Meehan, who has a 9-4 offsuit. Now it says raise. Well, you were talking about how these guys got to loosen their game up. Maybe he was listening.
87.
Well, I don't know if Jimmy Meehan needs to loosen up a little more. He's just announced he's making it 87. In light of the fact that there's no $100 chips on the table, only $500 chips, and the fact that he has $139,000, is he forced to make it $87,000 now?
We may never get there.
I think it's got to be 87,000. It can't be 8,700. He only said 87. He said he's raising him.
Sherry Dawkins is right there, tournament director. She's made the ruling that he has to make it 9,000.
You got one extra chip on there, Daniel.
And immediately Negreanu right behind him just calls, Mark, with ace-queen suited. So now it's the Dennis Waterman who has a jack-6 offsuit in the big blind, but he folds. So Negreanu got what he wanted. He wanted to be heads up, and he is.
Jim still thinks you're playing.
Good luck, Jim.
He doesn't know that you don't have any $100.
Thank you.
Old as you are.
Huh? You might be in trouble again, like last time. You feel it? You don't feel it? You're going to get away cheap this time.
We got the deuce of diamonds.
Again?
Negreanu against Meehan. Here comes the flop. And the flop comes out king, queen, 8, all hearts.
This is a good flop for Daniel Negreanu. He's flopped a pair of queens with an ace kicker. Meehan, on the other hand, needs a heart, and that's the only card he can catch.
It goes check, check. The turn is the jack of clubs.
Both players have a straight draw, but Daniel Negreanu will make the higher straight if a 10 comes.
I'm not checking.
Jimmy Meehan needs a heart and a heart only to win this pot.
Well, Meehan's not going to check the turn. He's going to act like that hit him.
What's that?
He'll bet out $11,522.
Let's see if Negreanu is going to make this call, or maybe even raise.
Well, Negreanu, look at the face. That is a face of a man who is not worried, not scared in the least.
Hang on a sec.
Well, Negreanu plops down the call. 11,500, no problem.
Well, we've seen Negreanu do this a couple times already, and it seems to be an indication when Negreanu says, I call BS on this hand. Now Negreanu's got his sights focused on Meehan.
Oh, the 10 of diamonds.
That's an interesting card because it gives Daniel Negreanu an ace-high straight, at the same time giving Minneapolis Jim Meehan a king-high straight.
And Meehan checks.
8,000, the gentleman bet.
Negreanu bets out 8,000, Mark, into a $49,000 pot.
Sherry, I don't need a ruling yet, but I need to ask her a question about the rules, which is, if I tell him what I have, is my hand dead?
It's not dead, but you won't take a bet. Yeah, don't do anything.
No, it's, I rivered a pretty big hand.
You rivered a pretty big hand?
Well, that statement alone, which looks to be truthful, and Negreanu could probably count on it as being truthful, tells Negreanu he's got the nuts. Negreanu has the nuts, effectively
I think
speaking.
he's got a 9.
The whole world kind of knows that Meehan has a 9 now.
Well, zip your lip, Meehan. You are giving away information to everybody at the table, including Negreanu, who's still in the hand with you.
Well, Negreanu is one of the masters of misinformation, giving his opponents bad, misleading information, and Jimmy Meehan, on the other hand, now is oozing truth and vital information.
There's a good shot of Negreanu's face. That is the face of a man who is not worried now. He is not afraid. He is convinced that he has the best hand.
I really don't care what he does.
And that's the truth. He doesn't care because if he folds or if he calls or if he raises, Daniel is going to call a raise, and he's going to win if he calls. So any scenario, Daniel's going to win this hand, and he's sure of it.
I don't bet my buddies till my buddies bet me, yo.
I think that was Eazy-E who first said that. Well, it's $8,000 to Meehan.
I know it's no chips to you, but it's a lot of chips to me.
8 measly thousand.
Well, Jimmy Meehan, Mark, looks like he is unraveling at the seams. He stands up, isn't sure of himself.
You got to wonder if he's really lost a little bit of the edge.
If I told him I had 2 6s and I didn't have 2 6s, is that okay? Okay, I have 2 6s.
You need to put a clock on him to put him through this for $8,000 on a $50,000 pot. Well, I can't help it. You got $8,000, buddy, if you want to see what he's got.
Well, Esposito just called a clock on him, and out of the side of his mouth, Mark, Meehan says, yeah, but I have the straight. Esposito says, yeah, well, then call or do something.
I bet you this part gets edited out.
Thank John for this 8,000.
Thank John.
He's saying that Esposito just talked him into calling.
Just send John the bill.
I have it straight.
to the ace. Jimmy Meehan looks like a disheveled, broken man right now. And arch rivals Negreanu and Meehan are almost neck and neck. Right now the action's on Negreanu under the gun.
For play.
Well, Daniel Negreanu just limps in with 2 sevens. He wants to see a flop cheaply here. He wants to do most of his betting post-flop.
Now that I know it's 7 in.
Look at McAvoy, just sick that he's not getting any cards.
Well, McAvoy with 46,000 needs to find a hand pretty soon.
So to Meehan in the big blind. It's a 10-deuce offsuit.
I don't bet my pals.
And Meehan checks.
5 other guys at this table I'd step on, but we go way back, man.
Once again, Mark, heads-up flop between Negreanu and Meehan. And look at the door card. It's a 7, making a set of 7s for Negreanu, followed by a jack and an 8.
Well, Meehan here with a 10-deuce has a gut shot straight draw.
That's right. He needs a 9, but right now he's going to bet out 6,500.
Negreanu makes it 20,000 to go. I think Negreanu's looking to provoke Meehan into moving all in or raising him back. These two have been going at it all day.
Gentlemen, raise it?
Yes, he did. Oh, yeah, Chris is working there.
Not going to happen. Jim Meehan shows his cards to Negreanu.
Well, you could hit a 9.
But think how upset you'd be if I got there.
Boy, I tell you, he's all over the place right now, Matt. And when a player like this is at your table, it changes all the dynamics. It's almost like having an injured animal in the middle of a bunch of lions. Who's going to get that one? Sometimes they have to fight each other to get it.
Well, Mark, we're at the 2-minute warning on this level of play. In 2 minutes, the blinds and antes are going to be going up.
Like, seriously? If Toto, you had ace?
Negreanu is trying to justify his ace-6 call against Toto the Ripper Leonidas, but the rest of the table is not buying it. The action will be on the Ripper, and he folds.
I had to pay Toto. He deserves it. He earned it.
Well, Mark, it's like pennant fever here. You can feel the excitement as we get closer and closer to the final table. Nobody wants to make it all the way to the playoffs, only to be sent home.
That's right, Matt.
So it's folded around to Meehan on the button. Mark, I don't think he's looked at his cards.
Well, we don't have a shot of his whole card, so he may not have looked.
This one's in the book, too. This one's in the new book, guys.
Negreanu's going to make the call with the Queen-10 of clubs. Now look at this. Bigler in the big blind, the chip leader. He has King-Jack offsuit. Is he going to get in between these two? He's got the best hand by a mile right now. No, he's going to fold.
Well, Mark, I just think that he didn't want to get in the middle of this rivalry here between Meehan and Negreanu.
You can't blame him because some weird stuff happens when these two get in pots together.
Every button over here. He didn't even look at your hand.
Is Negreanu doing an impression of Meehan?
He didn't even look at his cards.
He's doing a bad impression of Meehan, but I think he's onto something here. I don't think Meehan's looked either.
Well, the flop is 10-8-4.
I think I can rob this one if I fire first, right? Right?
Meehan just looked at his hole cards.
Well, Negreanu and Meehan have each flopped top pair. Negreanu has the better kicker, though.
Let's bet 25.
Bet 25.
See, this kid looks like a complete moron. But he figured out I hadn't looked at my cards.
25.
Raise it.
No. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. This could be the end of you.
I think Meehan is sick and tired of getting pushed around by Negreanu. 3 times these guys have met, and 3 times Negreanu has walked away with Meehan's chips.
Raise it.
We heard you.
Yin, yin. Yin.
All in?
All in. Meehan has moved to all in. Let's see if Negreanu can handle the pressure now, because it's right back into Negreanu's corner.
Well, every time these two have tangled, Negreanu hasn't even broken a sweat. I mean, he has been absolutely in charge.
What did I do here?
This is the first time we've seen Meehan play back at Negreanu, and Negreanu is dumbfounded.
Remember, Meehan has fewer chips than Negreanu, so this could be his last hand in this tournament if Negreanu makes the call.
Meehan's not saying anything, but I'll tell you right now, Mark, he is praying that Negreanu folds.
All right, I need to skip that. That counted. Just take that top off, put it there. I just need the top part counted.
He sees the
I just need the top.
He wants to count the top.
What part of that did you not understand?
And right now, Jim Meehan has put the pressure squarely back on Negreanu. He's moved in for 118,500. This is going to represent a huge blow to Negreanu if Negreanu loses his hand.
108.5, right? 118.5. 118.5.
But we know, Matt, that Negreanu right now has the dominant hand, and he's in an ideal spot to send Jim Meehan back to the bar.
What are you doing, Jim? You just think I was trying to rob you, or what?
There's Negreanu running the hand over and over again in his mind, trying to get a read on what Jim Meehan might have.
You might have picked up a hand for once. 2 kings, right?
And Jim Meehan's going to take a little cat nap.
Oh, brother, man. How much did you drink today? That's the question. I saw 3 drinks spill. Were you drinking at all? That's the question.
Remember that Meehan started this hand off without even looking at his cards.
Yeah, incredibly. If he does win, maybe he'll start doing this more often.
Sorry, guys, but... All right, I call.
Oh, and he calls.
You got something? I call.
You called, right?
Yeah. That's a good one for me to see.
Well, Meehan wakes up, turns over his 10-3. Negreanu sees the 3 first, and he says, that's a great card for me to see, because there's no other card that Meehan could be holding.
You were drinking a lot. No 3 now.
Well, look at Meehan. He looks very serious right now. Oh, it's all over.
Sorry, brother, man. First round's on me at the bar.
The Queen of Spades on the turn seals it. Daniel Negreanu has been chipping away at Meehan all day. He's just leveled the killer blow.
You like that, raise in the dark and come out stone dead.
I mean, look at him, Mark. That is the face of a man who looks absolutely ravaged. He and Negreanu have been going toe-to-toe all day long, and Negreanu is 4 for 4 when he mixes it up with Meehan. Now Negreanu is the monster chip leader, 377,000 in chips, followed by Chris Bigler, who has 204,000.
You know, Matt, that's actually a little sad to see. I wish Meehan had held himself together a little more. He could have been a contender.
AdvancedPokerTraining.com is the world's #1 poker training site. Play up to 500 hands per hour of no-limit hold'em, even tournaments against up to 8,000 virtual opponents. And when you're in a tough spot, press the brain button to get immediate advice. Your weekly personal training plan will have you dominating your opponents in no time. And the Beat the Pro feature lets you challenge poker legend Mike Caro, Player of the Year Jonathan Little, and 2-time bracelet winner Scott Clements. Try out our patented system for free at AdvancedPokerTraining.com.